What's up, duelists? I'm Grant Williams, and I'm tagging in Pheromone to help me build the Millennium Exodia deck here in Master Duel. It's going to be a fun game, and we're going to see who comes out with the win.
It's kind of wild, Grant, to actually be hanging with you, but here is the strat today of what we're going to be doing. So for our Yu-Gi-Oh! Academy lesson today, my understanding is that you're an Exodia guy, is that right?
I'm an Exodia guy. I'm definitely a magician guy as well. A little bit of everything.
Well, we get a little both of that today because first we're going to be teaching you all the new Exodia cards from the recent selection pack that came out of Master Duel. And it's going to take a second to get used to it because, how do I put this? You're a basketball guy. You're used to 5 people working on the court as one. They literally did that. There's a whole card that actually is the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. And so everything is about the alley-oop trying to get that card out, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. I would say I'm excited to see how it summons and how it plays.
All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and jump in it. What I would suggest you do is go ahead and pull up, and I'm going to pull up Master Duel here too.
All right.
Is pull up the deck selection screen, and we'll work on this together. Now, your collection's going to be different than mine, so we're not going to follow exactly my recipe, but we'll start by just talking through the cards and going through the process. But step one, click deck. And then there should be a little plus sign here, so we can just create a new deck.
Yep.
And then...
Sorry, I was going.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. If I'm ever going too fast, just slow me down.
Oh no, trust me. You got a little seasoned player a little bit too. So I just gotta, we gotta craft these materials if we can.
Then let's start by taking a look at all the Millennium cards. But first, I need to pull up the Exodia, and so here he is in all of his greatness. And as you can see, he's put together. No assembly required.
Oh yeah, he's put together for sure.
So
I have to craft it though.
Oh yeah. So and we'll slowly start to put the deck together, but I want to make sure to explain why this card is just so insane. So 5 effects in one. First off, it cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. Cool, why not? Once per turn, if this card battles during damage calculation, it's going to gain attack equal to your life points. So you start at 8,000, so his first swing is at least 8,000 large.
Well, that's a game ender right there.
Yeah, if they try to mess with you, right, if they go for the steal, once per turn when a spell or trap card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation.
Okay.
Just no, right? There's no cost or anything like that.
Well. So it has a negate, it has an 8,000 equivalent hit points to start.
And then once per turn during the end phase, you can set a card that basically mentions him, so an Exod card or obliterate spell or trap from your deck. And finally, they had to give him a cost here. Once per turn during your standby phase, you lose 1,000 life points. Oh no, right? That's the end of the world.
That's not too the end of the world though. You get 8, so you should be able to make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. So what's weird about it is that you see its fusion requirement here is 5 Forbidden One monsters, and you know those to be, and I'm gonna pull this up because we are gonna add these. Let's start by adding in our Exodia pieces here, and I'll give you a second here so you can craft them as well.
Okay, I'm crafting.
Where is
How many should I generate for the deck, you think?
Just one, because that's the thing. Exodia is still strong. So as you see the little 1 up here, you still can only use 1 left leg, 1 right leg, 1 left arm, 1 right arm. We're not rare hunters. We're not cheating here with 3 copies of each like it's the anime.
You never know. I would say we could pull that off maybe.
There's definitely going to be some anime motions here. The other thing we're going to add, though, and you'll probably see this when you have Forbidden One pulled up, is 3 copies of the Millennium Ankh. And this is definitely the ball. So instead of having to fuse the old-fashioned way, you're not going to have to activate polymerization and draw all 5 pieces of Exodia because you'd win anyway at that point.
Right.
This spell lets you just show 5 Forbidden One monsters from your hand, deck, or face-up field, which just means you're like, yeah, I'm running it, I'm not cheating. You just show it in the deck, the hand, wherever it is. And then you special summon the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, the guy we just talked about, and then you actually shuffle the face-up monster cards you control back into the deck, except Exodia cards that are level 10 or higher or Millennium cards. So we're going to build our deck around that. So it's just your team, just Millennium, just level 10s. And then after activation, get this, the ball comes back, you don't actually send the Millennium Ankh to the graveyard. You shuffle the card back into the deck.
Back into the deck? Mm-hmm. My question is, so what happens if someone counters that and let's just say you can't play it? You got to just try and continue to draw?
So very smart. We got somebody for that. Just like you want to defend your guy as he's coming in, let's go ahead and type in Millennium here. And I'm going to start this a little backwards. I was going to start on this friendly face, Sengenjin, but actually I want to go over to Golem that guards the Millennium treasures, because you asked a great question, and here's the answer. One of his effects is the activation of your Millennium Ankh cannot be negated. No.
Oh, oh, that's needed.
Yeah, so he's definitely your big blocky guy. There's different versions of this. I run 3. I'm a purist. I want to see him every time. I want to get to him every time. I know there's going to be people putting me on blast, but I like 3.
Okay, I'm trusting your opinion. Listen, you're one of the best to do it. So I'm gonna make
Well, thanks,
sure.
fam. Thanks, fam. All right, so now let's figure out how we're gonna get all this together, right? Because he is big monster. Again, level
Oh,
6.
six. Yeah.
1 tribute. But this is what's weird about this. I want to show you basically the court for this deck, and then we'll go back to the monsters. This is Wedju Temple, and it should be on your screen. So I would add 2 to 3. It depends. We'll talk a little bit more about the numbers in a second. But here's what Wedju Temple does. During your main phase, you can place a monster from your hand into your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So basically, you can bench a monster from your hand. And then you can also place an additional Millennium monster from your deck into your spell and trap zone. So 2 things that are really cool about that. 1, remember how when we used the Millennium Ankh, we just showed the Exodia pieces? We didn't have to show where they were.
Right.
That's a way you can place an extra Exodia piece, and you can even see it on the art here. You could just bench it, and then it's not a bad card for you to draw.
Right.
And then that gets your Millennium guys. All the Millennium monsters, they just jump off the bench. They're like, Coach, put me in, because they each have an effect where you either pay 2,000 life points or show the Millennium Ankh in your hand, and you can special summon them, and then they get some effect to get the next guy.
Got you.
More on the Wedju Temple in a second, but I think I've got to. 3 is not bad because you just always will have it, so I'm going to craft 3 on my 3rd one right now. And then, taking a look at who would be next. Let's go back to Sengenjin. He's definitely the starter, and it's actually really funny. This is an old card. I don't remember from like the McDonald's packs way back in the day. But he's back with a vengeance for the Millennium Shield. And what he does, first off, can't be destroyed by card effects. Cool, why not? Sure. And if the card's in your hand, you can place it in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. So he does that same thing where he can bench himself even if you don't have the field spell.
Right.
Then, same thing we talked about, you can pay 2,000 life points to reveal the Millennium Ankh in your hand, special summon it, then you can add 1 Millennium monster from your deck to your hand.
Oh, wow.
3 of that. The only reason I ain't got 3 is I don't have the crafting points for it.
Crafting points? Listen. I'm happy I do. Let's just say that.
Good stuff, fam. So the way you can start to see how this works is if you get the field spell, then you go grab him. If you grab him, then you grab somebody else. And speaking of that somebody else, let's go back to the Millennium Shield here, the Shield Millennium Dynasty. So you can only use each of the effects once per turn. This one can't be destroyed by spell or trap effects. I don't know, why not? You need the protection. But same idea, pay 2,000 or reveal the Millennium Ankh. And when he jumps out, you just get to get a Millennium Ankh from your deck to your hand. So
that's
searchable.
Vital.
Yeah.
Definitely 3 of those.
Yes, they're going to be chanting defense for you for sure. The other one who's kind of, I feel like, and I'm not trying to say nothing, but if you need a tall guy on the court who's basically your power forward.
Yeah, okay.
Then Heart of the Blue Eyes is going to be your card. It's always treated as Millennium. This is like Grandpa's Blue Eyes White Dragon instead of being like Seto's Blue Eyes. And you can actually play the full episode in your head. First off, control of this card cannot switch.
That helps.
Yeah.
that was needed on the first episode.
Yeah, that would have been nice, right? Also,
cool.
though, you can discard this card and add a Millennium Ankh from your deck to your hand. So you just get it.
Okay.
But it does something in the graveyard. So if the card's in your graveyard, read, if Seto Kaiba tore this in half, right?
Right.
And you successfully activated Millennium Ankh, which is going to, again, let you special summon your Exodia Incarnate, and your opponent special summons or normal summons a monster that's level 8 or higher, has 3,000 or more attack, read Seto's Blue Eyes, then you could send that monster to the graveyard and special summon this card. That effect is the first episode. That's you showing up with Exodia and just taking that Seto Kaiba's Blue Eyes back and being like, here you go, Grandpa.
Yeah, that's showing up and walking off of a win right there.
Yeah, oh man, that's the dagger for sure. We definitely want three of that. And what's so funny is we just got off the Duelist Cup, and so many people were playing this deck on top of their other existing deck because you see it just works.
Oh yeah, it's not. It helps. It runs together well.
And I think we've actually added all the Millennium cards at this point. I'm gonna take. Well, I guess I'll leave that in for demonstrative purposes. But other than the Extoppable Exodia Incarnate, this is where you start to have like your own spin on things. There are two other Millennium monsters. I hate to say that they're in like the minor leagues, but they're not as strong as the other ones, so we're gonna skip them for now. They're good for sure, but if you're just getting started, they're highly technical. One just lets you special summon it out and then gain some life points back. The other one makes your monsters unable to be targeted, which is huge if you've got, Exodia out. But it can be inconsistent, and for somebody just getting back into the game, I don't want to have anything inconsistent. Just all
How
win.
many how many games we're gonna play here? Because let's just say,
We're just gonna do
we
one.
can,
If you want
we're
to, I
gonna do
mean, if you
one.
want to add it, you can.
Listen, I'd have to read it as upon playing. So you know what? I might just you said it's inconsistent.
It's just that it doesn't move you forward, right? Think about it from a basketball perspective. If your job is to throw the ball in the hoop, it doesn't necessarily help you throw the ball in the hoop. It's more of like defensive, like a little bit of ISO play to stop stuff, but it's not getting you there. So that's buyer beware, fam.
So my question is, so say for example, you're trying to banish all my cards.
hmm
Well, how do I protect them? Right now, it's all about pulling them out. Is there anything that protects them in the deck?
Yes, but it's not going to be in the strategy. It's going to be other
Okay.
popular cards from throughout Master Duel.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So we're gonna have some ash in here.
Yes, okay, so he knows the special words. He's a real one. So yes, yes, and yes. And because you're running three Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which stops so many different things, right? Adding a card from the deck to the hand, you do a little bit of that. Special summoning cards from the deck, you don't quite do that. But also sending a card from the deck to the graveyard, sometimes you do that. The most important thing is you don't want them to do that back, right?
Right. Right.
So Called by the Grave actually works against Ash Blossom. You're going to target a
Remember,
monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you
banish it.
do, it stops the effects until the end of the next turn. It's basically like getting a penalty for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
So two of that. This is kind of a weird one, but I do love this. It's called Crossout Designator. So powerful you can only use one. You can declare one card name and you banish that card from your own deck. And if you do, then your opponent's version of it doesn't work, and the activated effects and effects on the field with the same name don't happen.
So you can banish ash. You can banish call body. You can
Yeah, yeah. So
stay
like
ban.
you Ash Blossom them, they called by you. You activate Crossout Designator and you called by the grave. So that's a way to do it too.
Yep. Absolutely. I
So that
remember.
helps.
I had a bunch of these in my decks over the past 2 3 years. Let's just say that.
Okay, so you know what's up. You know what's up. Then you will definitely remember Infinite Impermanence.
Yes.
And let me just say yes, yes, yes.
As many as we can. Three.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's something we don't get in the
Max C.
TCG, Max C, yeah. So a lot of Master Duel fun here. Same concept, you just want to draw your cards. If you're lucky, you might just draw Exodia. It could happen.
Hey, listen. If we can make it, if that happens, hopefully I can walk out of here feeling pretty cool about myself.
Okay. Well, then here's something that definitely works against the deck I've got. I basically built a practice Dark Magician deck against you, just so I don't want to dominate the duel. I want to get you fresh, but I want to give you a real challenge. We're going to
Okay.
use Dimension Shifter. It's a one of Dark Spellcaster. Notice that you don't use your graveyard at all. So if you have no cards in your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, and then until the end of the turn, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead.
Right.
And it feels painful, and you could chain with it too, so that's also helpful. And then, it depends on if you want to leave it at 40. So let me ask you, do you like the one-for-one trades, or do you want something that just like you put it on the field and you don't worry about it, and then that's their problem?
You put it on the field and make the opponent have to decide.
Then I think Dimensional Fissure might be right for you. So just any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead.
It's just that.
I love, it's bad in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the shorter the card text, the scarier the card.
Scarier it is. Yep, of course.
Like,
Every
think about
single time.
Pot of Greed. Draw two cards. Scariest
Like,
card ever
oh,
printed.
yes, for sure.
So I
Dimensional
think
vision.
I think we've got everything we need here. I want to get a little fancy just to give you some other stuff you can do. This is a weird monster that kind of... Do you remember Odeon from the anime?
I do.
And he has like all his monsters that turns like from traps into monsters.
Yes.
This is exactly one of those. It's called Angel Statue Azaroon, and you can actually use it when it becomes a monster to negate a summon of a special summon card. So reading that like Yu-Gi-Oh! Ease, you can send this card to the graveyard. One continuous trap monster, one continuous trap in your monster zone that was special summoned from the spell and trap zone. Negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise, because you actually can use...
same...
Yeah, there's a card called Silhouette Rabbit, and it's just any 2 effect monsters, and when it's link summoned, you get to set a continuous trap from your deck with an effect that special summons it. So basically read like Odeon's trap monsters, and it's a good thing to do with just your other stuff on the field. And then from there, you know, you don't use a lot of your extra deck in this deck, so there's a bunch of different things we can try, and for brevity, we'll make sure that we're just kind of getting the highlights here. But SP Little Knight, same concept, just combining 2 effect monsters. And this is what you're doing with your, like, remainder Millennium cards. They set up the shot, they dunk, right, with the Exodia Incarnate, but what to do with the other guys, this is what to do with those other monsters.
Okay.
And we'll throw one of those in. There's also IP Masquerena is pretty fun. She does effectively the same thing. She allows you to turn any 2 monsters into a quick link summon. So let's say you're not sure what you want to bring out. You want to kind of like hold off and wait to see what they've got. What you would do is make the IP Masquerena. And I think there's 2 different arts here, although I don't know if you can craft this one. Yeah, you cannot generate, have to be there. But... it's just a link summon during your opponent's turn, and that monster can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, too.
Oh, okay.
So it just gives you a little bit of flex. Some helpful options with the IP Masquerena are the Nightmare monsters. Chief among them is going to be... Yeah, okay, so good. It sounds like you were definitely playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently.
I definitely have been. I'm gonna say it's been off and on, but let's just say a couple of these cards I have a good understanding of.
Okay, good. Well, then why don't we just in case, a lot of different situations here. I know someone's gonna be like, did he really add Nightmare Cerberus? It's just a good thing to kind of get you warmed up to feel like, okay, is this right? Is this the direction I want to go, etc. There is another way we could go, and this is the meanest way possible. There is a card called Super Polymerization, and you confuse your opponent's board. The rest of your extra deck could just be monsters that are fusion materials, like from generic monsters on the field. Do you want to try that?
Let's do it.
All right, so first we need to go add 3 copies of Super Polymerization. And the deck's going to go over 40 cards, but that's okay, because then you're basically hiding your Exodia pieces in the deck so you don't accidentally draw them a little too early.
Right.
And then fun targets with Super Polymerization are going to be Mud Dragon of the Swamp. And that's going to be any 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types. And I think just 1 will do it since we're running low on space. Great example of that, though, like you've got like a light dragon, and then perhaps you had another light monster on the opponent's side of the field. Then you can fuse those 2 monsters and combine them.
Right.
And another great example would be Garura. Garura is good for combining your opponent's stuff. 2 monsters with the same type and attribute, but different names. So if I bring out Dark Magician Girl, same deal. It's just going to kind of crowd you out. Okay. Well, crowd me out, I should say.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're setting me up to counter you. So my question is, so we're only playing 1. You might give me a chance for a win here.
I might.
But the second, I'm gonna say, if there is a chance for a second game, what would you play if you weren't playing the Magician?
I would probably play Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? So we could actually have like the full Exodia experience, right? Of you summoning Exodia Incarnate, punching through the blue eyes, just like the anime.
That'd be kind of epic. Yeah, that'd be sick to do.
Well, we'll save that for the rematch. This is another weird one. Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. This is such a weird card. It must either be fusion summoned, or you can special summon it by sending 2 face-up monster cards from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. So it's kind of like the guys who are on your bench. If they ever get stuck there, they can go ahead and jump into this guy.
Okay, perfect.
When he shows up, he benches somebody in revenge. what he does is when special summon, targets a face-up monster on their field and just shoves them off the court, right? So it's very handy, and I might regret giving you that.
I appreciate it.
Other super
I think
poly targets.
I'm missing three cards in my main deck. I believe it's the Maiden, and I don't know which other ones I'm missing.
All right, so we got Maiden of the Millennium Moon, and then we've got Fiend Reflection of the Millennium, and you might just have to stare at the screen, just eyeballs to eyeballs, to see if you can find it. And the easiest way is to check the left and right side to see where it says like Ash Blossom, Sengen Jin, and then you'll start to notice like where it got shifted off wrong.
Of course.
Could be the Azaroon, the angel statue.
I have Azaroon.
Okay, we got that.
I'm just gonna look at your screen real fast.
That's fine.
So I have 2 Maxis, Exodia head, Maiden. I need the Fiend. That's what I'm missing.
Oh, the Fiend Reflection. He's not bad. I didn't mean to like throw shade at him. It's just he's not throwing the ball, he's defending.
Right.
But I definitely am terrified because I'm not going to have a graveyard. You're going to fuse all my monsters, and you might negate a spell or trap. So we're going to see what's happening.
We're going to see how this goes. And then outside of Fiend, Maiden, boom, 3/3, Arctic Dragon, Million Ankh. I don't have a third dimensional fissure. That's what it is.
And then I think we still have some spots in the extra deck here. You know what'd be really funny is if you accidentally fused my Dark Magician and like combined it with your own monsters.
Let's just say this is one of my favorite cards that I would love to play.
Oh, the Dark Magician's okay. Yeah. Near and dear to my heart. Well, that's funny because anytime I show up with Dark Magician, you'll just be like, no.
Nope, I'll have him.
And then if I summon the Dark Magician and you have a dragon, and that is a real thing, you could use Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. And it's an incredible card. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. Neither player can target this card with card effects. You can stop your opponent's cards by the discarding of just one card and negate their activate effect. And then it gains 1,000 attack for no reason after destroying their card. And it could just destroy monsters on the field, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original attack. Yeah, normal stuff, right?
Wow. Yeah, a little brutal stuff. You know, a little aggressive.
So there is a possibility that you just get the super polymerization. Is there anything else? Other stuff. I think Starving Venom is a good one.
I love how you're helping me build a deck to counter yours, and I hope that I actually can. Let's just say that.
Well, that's the passionate duelist and passionate duelist, right? It's you want a good match. You don't want to beat somebody down because they drew nothing. You want to face them.
So you don't want me to just you don't want me to just believe the game right when the game starts, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll see. I might regret that real fast, but the good news is that means you'll have a satisfying Exodia duel and you'll know exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely. That's a great start. Now I have to craft the cards myself. All
right, Grant. Well, I may regret this, but I am definitely ready to duel if you are, fam.
Let's do it.
All right, good luck.
Good luck. Oh, this is where the sweats come on. This is where the nerves start to hit. It's like I'm playing Jordan right now.
All right, well the secret's at the court. Ooh, you get to choose here.
First. Oh no, don't go first, second. I want to see what you do.
Ooh, I'm going first. Okay, so you're gonna play through it, which is wholly possible with your deck. Now I just have to see what's going on.
I know going first would probably be smarter, but you know, I just want to see how this game goes.
Okay. Well, this is weird, but I'm gonna try it. Let me start with Magician's Rod. We're gonna see if you got that Ash Blossom in your hand. Gonna try to add. Ooh, you don't.
You're free to proceed.
Okay, take the money while it's hot. So I'm going to use my Magician's Rod to add a card that mentions Dark Magician from my deck to my hand. And I am adding Secrets of Dark Magic. Then I'm going to use Fusion Deployment. I reveal a fusion monster, and then I special summon one of its materials. So there's Dark Magician in all his glory.
Oh, nice part too.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely my favorite. Then I use the Secrets of Dark Magic that I added from my deck to my hand in order to fusion summon the old-fashioned way. The guy we were just talking about.
Good old Dark Magician.
And I just hard drew the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
You hard drew the Red Eyes?
The one up. Joey's Red Eyes Black Dragon is right there. So this is good practice because I actually don't have any other plays. But what you're going to have to do is figure out how to sequence your plays and still get Exodia off, knowing that I can say no to one of the card effects. So it's not a bad start. So pass turn, your move.
I can't wait. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just say my starting hand has not been the. Oh, nice. We could have used you. Could have used you earlier.
I know who that is.
All right. So let's see what I want to do first.
And you do have a setup. Remember, we talked about how with the golem that guards the Millennium treasures, you can make a setup to where I can't negate the Millennium Ankh. Ooh. Well, I'm not going to negate that, but I do have to live with that. What?
That's my question. What are you gonna do?
Nothing. I can't. Super polymerization can't be responded to by card effects.
Oh, okay. Let's see which one I want to go with.
You tossed the Ankh. I hope you got another one somewhere.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Ooh.
You know, maybe. I still have to read because like some of the cards, like the Garura and Starving, I still, you know.
Well, Starving Venom, big body, 2800 attack, right?
Wait.
Garura has a little bit of an insurance policy. If it goes to the graveyard,
cannot be destroyed by card effects, but it's being fused, so technically.
Oh, there they go. Yep, you got it, man. Oof, and there's the Garura. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but oh, he had it. Shows you how powerful this deck is, by the way.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And you're just
Already
like,
can tell.
all 5 pieces.
That's it then. I'm going to enter attack phase.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go after it. I don't think you have anything to prevent this from happening. So
No Karibo's here.
yeah. Gonna make sure no Karibos, no nothing. That's the one swipe.
That's
a
it.
powerful deck.
That's it. That's how easy it is to play Exodia right now, and it feels good. It's not invincible, but that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
That was let's just say that happened pretty fast.
Yeah, and I wasn't like messing around. You just had the super poly.
You did what you could. I had a super poly in my hand to start. That's all that mattered.
Yeah, and so many people have been doing that this whole weekend. It is just so insane. So yeah, that's all she wrote, fam. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Well, GG's. I just want to say this has been an honor because not only did I get to play against the Jordan of Yu-Gi-Oh, is what I say, but also got to get a win. I know so my question is, if you had the time, right? Say for example, you had the time and you had a second deck that was already prepared, what would you play? You know, just to just have a chance.
Oh, I'd absolutely bring out the Blue Eyes White Dragons. I'd absolutely be like, okay, so Grandpa can beat Yugi. That's fine. They play all the time. Let's see how you deal with Seto Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragons. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, we're doing it. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
All in. Let's see how it goes. This is where I feel. This is where the confidence either gets me. It's all about the harder cards. Never mind. I'm not even worried. All right. This time I am going first.
Okay.
I can't go second on this one.
Now, let me tell you, they did release a whole new slew of Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, just like all the new Exodia cards.
Listen, and I don't know what they do, but I'll be excited to read.
Okay, well, let me see what. Ooh, this is the sauce, fam. I'm going in. Come at me.
Starting from the beginning.
Got the shield.
Let's start a little bit.
Ooh, getting hungry. Everybody's sitting on the bench.
Everybody's sitting on the bench. Everybody just. I'm willing to. See how this goes.
Now this is where I gotta stop you. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring.
Really? Just gonna Ash Blossom me like that?
Yeah, fam. You're gonna super poly me like that?
Listen, I was trying to see if that was gonna work. Let's see if this works now.
Tell me you just have the Ankh and just.
No, see, I wish I had the Ankh. No, this is for later.
Oh, you totally have the Ankh. That counts. There it is. Told you, power forward, man. Blue Eyes is good stuff.
I had a feeling you would have an Ash.
Ah, but you can only use one Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring once per turn.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, what's gonna make him use that up? What's gonna make him have to burn that Ash?
Well, Well, it is burnt to a crisp.
All right. And then the rest of the turn, there's nothing much else I can do except
Now,
set a
here's what's
card.
cool. Remember, did we forget to give you the Exods? We did. Oh no, the chat's going to be furious at me.
Oh yeah.
We forgot Exod Fires Ablaze. It is an amazing card that would have let you set it at the end of the turn in order to make sure that all of my cards could be destroyed.
Well, yeah. So Exod is not in the chat right now, but
Uh-oh.
let's see. Let's see what else. Let's see what else you got up your sleeve. That's the
I
real
did not
question.
mean to
'Cause I got
sabotage you,
some.
fam. We'll get that
I
added
got
to the
some.
deck
I
right
got
after
some
this.
protection. I got some protection. You know, I got some. So we got a chance.
Okay, well, what would happen if I used Infinite Impermanence to try to negate your card, making it use up its negate?
I have to use it. So that's where
You
it's
do
tough
have to
because
use it,
you
yeah.
have to use it. Either way, it's getting negated.
But you still keep the power.
Still keep the power. Still keep the strength with the card.
Then I will go use Wishes for Eyes of Blue. A new card that lets me discard a card in order to add a card that mentions Blue Eyes. And
Hopefully
a
it's not the
level
card I'm
1
thinking
to...
of. Hopefully it's not the card. Oh, the roar of the blue eyes. Like, oh dear.
Oh no, how do I even get through this? That's the only thing is like, it's still gigantic and can't be destroyed by card effects. I don't know that I got a strat.
I'm excited to see what you pull out.
Alright, let's try this. Main to white.
There's no negates. I have no negates in my hand. That's to give you a little hint.
Oh, I'm sure that face down card is nothing. Let's see. You know, I may be able to do something here. So I can go activate, special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Graveyard. The one you discarded.
Mm-hmm. Classic anime. And I also get my Maiden of White. Oh, but Blue Eyes versus Blue Eyes. You did it. I will let that one pass because I'm going to need something else.
I was trying to see if that was. I didn't know if you had a call by the grave or anything.
Well, you know, oh, what? 2 light monsters. The super polys for days, dude.
Need it. Oh, don't put you in attack.
So you got Mud Dragon Swamp.
Can't let you have the maiden. Can't let you have the maiden.
All right, let's see what I can do about that. Then come back, Blue Eyes, White Dragon.
Oh. On the turn, you can. No, I'm not gonna do that.
All right, we will get the one from the deck. Different art.
That's, in my opinion, the best art.
Really, you're a tablet guy. Not a lot of duelists are tablet guys.
I'm a tablet guy. I'm a tablet guy.
That's okay. People may be coming after you less than they're coming after me for forgetting Exod.
Listen. People, listen. It's nostalgic. Not having no but like you cannot tell me that art's not epic.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But people are like, well, if it's not the first art, it doesn't count.
That's the point I'm making. It's like why does everything have to be the first? You know, there's a reason why new cards are made. Same way, like I'm a wing Karibo guy. You know, I'm not a Karibo. Okay. I'm a wing Karibo.
That's cool. Something just tells me that belongs to me then.
There's
okay.
upgrades. There's upgrades, you know?
So I'm gonna I know what my line is in order to get through Exodia, but it's not happening this turn. So what I am gonna do is battle phase. And I can attack all monsters, so I'm gonna attack this one. I mean, yeah. you could change stats if you felt like it.
There's no attribute change that's going to be helpful for me.
So I get to reset my trap cards, and I'm going to put the infinite permanence back down.
Oh, just to banish my effect?
Yeah, I've got to get through it eventually. Set a card, think deep Yu-Gi-Oh thoughts, end turn.
All right, let's see what I can do. Let's see. Give me a card that defeats impermanence.
I will say if I gave you the Exod Fires Ablaze, you probably would have won this duel by now because that card is so good. It destroys every card on the field, and the only cost is just having Exodia out there. All right, life points are getting low.
It is. They are. Oh, don't need another Millennium Ankh. No, don't need
I mean, you could still play it. You could still play another Millennium Ankh if you got it.
There's no need to. That's my
Ooh.
question. It's like, all right, so the best thing I probably can do right now is just honestly go to battle phase.
That's fine. So it'll be 100, by the way, just bigger.
Just 100. Listen, just a little 100. Just a quick little get the monster off the field, and then in my turn.
Okay.
Because let's just say I thought about doing some other things, but I was like, I don't want to risk. I don't know what you have up your sleeve over there.
Well, let's talk about that real fast. I'm going to try to bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon. Ah, and you're going to negate my effect. But what if I
Negate my
negated your
negate.
negate?
I would say you're gonna negate my negate.
You can play that game, Grant.
Yes, that is true. I was trying to make sure you didn't bring it back.
All right, then I do get one whole Blue Eyes.
I only have 500 health points left after this.
And now I get the Maiden. All right, so we'll put that in defense mode.
All right, come on.
All right, let's see what we can
Let's see what you
do.
get. I wonder if your cards have been exciting. Your draws. I don't know what's in your
Well,
hand now.
it's a lot of redundancy. It's a lot of defense, but right now we really need offense. So introducing
Link
Spirit
summon,
with Eyes of
Spirit,
Blue.
okay.
Ooh, and I had to save it for this. You are going to think I'm
Don't tell me you have a
crazy.
call by the grave. Don't tell me you have one. No way.
But you can negate it if you please. But then what else do I have?
That's what I'm saying. There's no way you have another impermanence. There's no way, right?
I mean, chat, who's going to tell him?
There's no way. That's a bluff. You're bluffing.
Ah, but I don't necessarily need my infinite impermanence. I just need you to use the negate on that so I can bring out another Blue Eyes.
Oh, no. So now I think about it. Loss. Dang. I should have waited. I should have negated the True Light.
But that's why it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Academy, fam, right? I'm learning lessons too.
Now think about it. Yeah, that would have been smart because then my Exodia doesn't have the health points to be able to compete anymore.
So this is what I was hoping to bring out. A brand new Xyz monster, Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon. And even if you hadn't used the negate, it can actually, when Xyz summon, negate the effects of all face-up monsters you currently control. Actually, all face-up cards. So there was always a way to victory. And by the way, I totally did have another infinite impermanence in my hand.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is one of those where, I got to go back to the academy, learn.
Yeah, let's talk about those
I'm
last
just
two
gonna
cards.
activate the effect just in case. Even though if they get negated.
No, GG. Let's talk about those last
GG.
two cards that we need to add to your deck, and then you can be turned loose on Yu-Gi-Oh! Society and have some fun. But let's get back into the deck builder because I think that'll go a long way. And you can actually just click Edit Deck by hopping off the table.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to...
You told me I need to add, what, 2 cards?
Yeah, I could not believe I forgot this, but it definitely made for a fun duel because if not, you would have cleaned my clock twice. So type in Exodia.
I was able to find Exodia.
And look at this trap card. How could I forget? I'm so sorry, all 3 Egyptian God cards, because read this with me. If you control a level 10 or higher Exodia monster, destroy all cards your opponent controls. That's it. No cost, nothing.
That's it. Nothing else.
That's the card. You don't even have to read the rest of it. Just that's it.
I don't have to read the ban. I would say I don't have to read the banish or anything. I just know that. I'm guessing I should have 3 of those in my hand.
Yeah, you can run like 2. The issue is that your Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate at the end phase is able to set 1. So there are versions of this deck, like, people only play 1 because they know they'll always have it. But I do actually recommend 2, honestly.
Just in case.
And then the other one is Obliterate.
Exodia.
Exactly, dude, Obliterate. So get this. This is so silly. 1 level 10 or higher monster of the field with Exodia in its original name gains these effects. You can pay half your life points and destroy as many cards in the spell and trap zones as possible, so theirs and yours. And then you equip 5 Forbidden 1 monsters from your hand and or deck to the card as equip spells. They give it 2,000 attack
2,000 attack each?
So 10,000 total, right, if you got it all.
Right.
And if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent.
Well, that's a very exciting card. Let's just say I'm gonna add to keep a couple like two of those. Let's
Yeah,
just say.
like 2 and 2. As you can see, I do play Exodia Millennium. Mine is super toxic, might be the way to say it. I'm using things like Necro Valley. I've got 3 copies of a card.
Planet Pathfinder.
Yeah, to get the field spells out. So if I got Wedge Temple, cool. If not, I've got Necrovalley. So there's a lot of flex to this deck, and this is like a real deck. And the cards, I know you love you some shiny cardboard. They're so gorgeous in real life.
Oh, they
So
did a phenomenal job with the arts and designs.
oh yeah, it's good stuff. I think that kind of covers it, right? We kind of learned the basics of the deck. We got to stunt a little back and forth. You learned some of the weaknesses of the deck, and you learned other cards you can add to your deck, so the chat doesn't blast you like they're gonna blast me.
No, they won't blast. They won't blast you. They just I still won the first game. That's
Oh
all I
yeah,
like
you
to
just
say.
like
That means
super poly.
I just like to say I really appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thanks for teaching me not only the Millennium and Exodia deck, but I'm super excited to hopefully play again with you soon.
Yeah, get some reps in, and then once you know the strat by heart, come find me. You know where to find me, fam.
You know I will. Thanks so much for checking out my new deck here in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Hopefully you guys got some insight on how to build your own new deck, but also hopefully we get a chance to cross paths here on the duel field in the future.